Imagine a world without war, a time of peace and prosperity. This was Japan's Edo period, a long stretch of over 250 years where the samurai, once legendary warriors, found themselves without battles to fight. The great clashes of armies were over, but a new kind of conflict was brewing in the shadows of the nation's booming capital, Edo, which we now know as Tokyo. Edo was a city of explosive growth, a maze of crowded streets and dark, twisting alleys. With this growth came desperation. For many, life was a struggle, and crime became a common path. Gangs roamed the streets, pickpockets worked the bustling markets, and arsonists used fire as a weapon of chaos and distraction. The city was a powder keg, and the law seemed powerless to stop it. Most samurai, men of honor and high standing, looked down on the grimy work of policing the city. It was considered dirty. Beneath their station, their swords, symbols of their warrior heritage, remained sheathed, gathering dust. Their stipends were dwindling, and their purpose was fading. They were relics of a bygone era, struggling to find their place in this new, peaceful world. But one man saw things differently. His name was Hasegawa Haizu, born into the samurai class. Haizu was not what you'd call a conventional hero at first. He wasn't particularly famous or respected in his early days. In fact, he was often overlooked, a minor figure in a complex social hierarchy. But beneath this unassuming exterior was a brilliant mind and an unyielding sense of duty. While other samurai clung to the memory of glorious battles, Haizu chose a different path. He embraced the messy, dangerous reality of Edo's streets. He became a hunter of thieves, a protector of the common folk. This wasn't a glamorous job. It meant walking the same muddy lanes as the criminals he pursued, breathing the same smoke-filled air. Haizu's methods were revolutionary for his time. He understood that a sword was useless against an enemy you couldn't see. So he traded his warrior's robes for the simple clothes of a commoner, blending into the crowds, becoming a part of the city's fabric. He didn't rely on brute force or dramatic showdowns. His greatest weapon was information. He cultivated a network of informants, paying for whispers and secrets from the city's underbelly. He listened to the gossip in tea-houses and the drunken boasts in taverns. He learned the criminals' names, their habits, their hideouts. He understood that to catch a thief, you had to think like one. He offered protection to those who cooperated, turning the criminals' own world against them. This earned him a nickname that would become legendary: Onihei, or Haizu, the demon. The name wasn't a reflection of cruelty, but of his terrifying effectiveness. For the criminals of Edo, he was an inescapable force. When he finally made his move, it was with surgical precision. Raids were swift. Arrests were decisive. There was no escape. They feared him not because he was a monster, but because he was inevitable. Haizu operated with a simple yet profound belief: justice does not need to be loud. He wasn't interested in fame or recognition. His only goal was to make the city safer. He established a special police force, the Hitsuku Tozoku Aratamakata, specifically to combat the most violent crimes like arson and armed robbery. His approach was about more than just punishment. He also created a unique rehabilitation facility, a place where former criminals could learn a trade and be given a second chance. This was unheard of at the time. Haizu believed that people could change, that desperation, not inherent evil, was the root of most crime. He saw the humanity in everyone, even those who had lost their way. Slowly but surely, Haizu's efforts began to transform Edo. The crime rate dropped. The constant fear of fires that plagued the city began to subside. People could walk the streets with a little less anxiety, and merchants could conduct their business without the constant threat of gangs. The city began to breathe easier. Through it all, Hasegawa Haizu remained a figure in the shadows. There were no grand monuments erected in his honor, no epic poems written about his deeds. His legacy wasn't carved in stone, but was felt in the newfound peace of mind of Edo's citizens. He was the quiet guardian, the unseen protector. He lived his life dedicated to a new kind of samurai code, one that valued justice over glory and duty over pride. In an age of peace, when many warriors felt obsolete, Hasegawa Haizu proved that true courage never disappears. It simply adapts. It finds new forms, new battles to fight. He passed away as he had lived quietly, without fanfare. But the impact he had on Edo was immense and lasting. His story is a powerful reminder that heroes aren't always the ones in the spotlight. Sometimes they are the ones working tirelessly behind the scenes, doing the difficult, necessary work that allows society to flourish. Hasegawa Haizu the Demon was the silent warrior who saved a city, not with his sword, but with his mind and his unwavering commitment to justice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden history of the samurai, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories from the past. See you next time.